episode 300 of the From Corner to Corner podcast.
And nobody heard that because
You pointed.
You said it was time.
yelled too loud.
He said to bring it. I brought it.
There's no way it's peaked.
I guarantee you.
Welcome to episode 300 of the From Corner to Corner podcast.
Take the daggone governor off his system.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into a special edition, special night of the From Corner to Corner podcast, Coach's Corner, presented by the Win City Sports Cards. We are live from the Community Trust Bank Studios on North Maysville.
Yes.
What? Well,
Nothing.
thanks for listening. If you are watching for the first time, share this out to your friends. It's a big night. We're gonna be giving away some prizes. We've got
What?
Yeah, we got
What?
some new guests, first-time guest on the show, and let's take a moment to thank our sponsors, and then we'll get started.
Wait. Before you do that, you forgot the most important thing.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We have cake.
We
Cake.
do have cake.
We got
Who
cake.
doesn't
I
want
haven't
cake?
got there yet, though.
I mean,
25 pounds.
we don't 20.
25 pounds?
Shut your
If that thing is 25 pounds of cake, then it is dense.
Well, it looks like a rock, so, I mean, it could be 25 pounds.
I legit thought it was a rock. I walked in and I said, "Oh, we got a new rock for 300. It's cake."
See, she thought it was
It's-
a rock. I did my
It's
job.
a milestone, like you said. I got
You
it.
thought it was a prop, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It's permanent every
That
every
does
time.
not look like a cake.
It's like one of those, like,
That is 100%
you know, it looks like your cat, and you cut it, and it's the actual cake.
Well,
you know.
props to those cake directors.
You're looking at them.
But two
Oh, wow.
two sweet treats.
Wow.
Speaking
Mother
of,
of the dog.
Speaking of, Community Trust Bank, KimSoft, Win City Sports Cards, two sweet treats, CRC Roofing and Renovations, Kentucky Realty Group, Jacobs Auto Body, Kelwell Commissary and Simply Secure, and Brent Wee Hunt Kentucky Farm Bureau in Frenchburg.
You know who has never been on camera on From Quarter to Quarter podcast?
Tutu.
Tutu herself.
The maker of these delicious cakes. So, I mean, look, as a sponsor of the show, I have partaken in many of these cakes because we have birthdays galore. So,
It's like
As a big back and an avid eater, I've also ate the cake.
I don't know that From Corner to Corner podcast. I don't know if I really want to watch that tonight. Oh, they have cake. Oh, okay then.
So tonight joining us, we have Bath County softball coach Kenny Williams, along with players Kylie Hodson and Izzy Hughes. Thank you all for joining us on our momentous night. You know, 300, right? Like
300.
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it.
From the
It wasn't what.
From the girds of your loins to here.
I mean, 2 years ago,
Here we
2.5 years ago, we were like, let's just get through the first year because this ain't working.
You're welcome.
And
You're welcome.
All the props. Yep. You two guys talked us into it and said, you got to stick the course.
Yep.
Too
good of
It
content.
takes time. We changed the topic. We got involved with the high schools and we started doing the coaches show. And that was the niche that we needed, right? And being able to bring coaches and their players in.
Not niche?
Not niche.
No, it's a
Niche.
niche. It's a niche. That's what it is.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
tonight we're going to stay live all the way through
that one of the
probably 8:30. We're going to do our coaches show. We're going to give away some swag. We're going to give away some season passes to all four of our core four schools, starting with. Well, I won't say starting with Bath County because Darren's got his own little thing that he wants to do because he can't tell nobody. But anyways, we're going to do some who are they,
Who am
right?
I?
Who am I? Whatever. Same thing. And he'll play a little video, and the first person to answer correctly in the
Allotted time.
allotted time will win the season tickets.
Are we playing a video right now?
And then
See, you thought putting a game would get me distracted. That right there is going to get me more distracted than anything.
going into the second hour is when we'll give away the swag because there's going to be some general questions about the history of the podcast. So it's going to be a fun night. We're going to run our first video right now, if he has it ready.
I'm
But
curious.
Mark, you're not allowed to answer any of these. You've already got tickets.
So I'm just going to throw it
Pick a
out.
number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
3. Say 1. Say 3, Wes.
3.
He's class of 2025. That's
Right.
this season's stats.
Last season's
No,
stats.
Last
that's
season.
last season's stats. He's class of 2025.
So
Oh,
for,
I know the answer.
so for the GRC tickets to the it'll be girls and boys basketball season tickets, 2 of them. You need to answer on Facebook Live by the time we go to our first commercial. So
Come on, Clark
now,
County.
we've got we got the homework out of the way. Let's talk to Coach and the girls here for a little bit. So, Coach, you've been at Bath County for how long?
I think I'm going into season 14, 15, something. I don't know how to do that with the COVID deal, so
Well, according to
counts.
these two, it doesn't count. So
that's fine. We didn't do anything, so
I don't
it doesn't
count.
have to count for us either.
I don't count any COVID titles.
We didn't get a title. We didn't get started. We were 2 weeks away from our first game. We're supposed to have a scrimmage the next day, and they shut us down.
that's so
Yeah.
awful, so awful. So wow, you've been there for a while then, 14 years.
Yep.
Yep. We've got a senior.
Just for the record, I told he's already got it.
Who?
Oh, he's already nailed the answer.
Adam.
Yeah, as soon as I
I
see,
told you.
He's not playing.
I know, but I
I
text
know.
him.
That's why I don't tell anybody
Yeah.
because he'll get it
Yeah.
just by the stats.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
We got Izzy, who's a senior, and then Kylie is a sophomore. So, and then right before the show, can we share the news? That you
Absolutely,
shared with
yeah.
us?
I guess,
I mean,
right?
this is some
Yeah.
pretty big news, right?
I think it's epic.
So, Coach, since you broke it, let you tell us all the great news for this because I think
Well,
it's awesome. It's the first. See, it's episode 300. You don't know what you're going to get.
I'll start with Izzy is probably one of the smartest players that's ever came through my program, and I could tell some funny stories about Izzy's processing skills and how she thinks before she acts. But we're real proud of Izzy. She's trying to get into the Air Force Academy. I actually got something from one of our senators today to send him a letter of recommendation for her. She participated in a summer program there this past summer. She's going to go, we hope, to bigger and better things out in Colorado and fly fighter jets and help us
So you're
kicking butt.
you're going to be the Owensville Top Gun.
There you go. Yeah.
Hit Mach 10.
Yeah.
Mach 10.
Right. If
Do
we
you already
hear
know what
something,
you want your call name to be?
So, I mean, Izzy, we talk about, first of all, that's really cool, and thank you for signing up to do that because that's awesome in itself. What does a normal day look like? You went to a summer camp. What time's your day start? What time's your day end out
Oh,
there?
wow. Well, at the camp, I think they started probably waking up at like 5:30 some days, and then we just kind of toured. We went into like all the different academic buildings, my favorite part went to the airfield. It was really cool. Watched the cadets over their summer programs jumping out of airplanes and flying gliders. We went back, did some physical training stuff, just some practice stuff, had some competitions and stuff, but it was really cool.
How'd you do in the competitions?
I did all right. My team did pretty good. We played, we did stuff like who could do most push-ups, most set-ups, and then we did like dodgeball, and we did pretty good in dodgeball. So yeah.
she got me a push-up setups. That's a big L.
But
For
dodgeball-
Izzy's sake, we did workouts today. You know, it was a pretty day, so we went outside. And
Yeah.
we did some conditioning stuff outside. She stuck around for 30 minutes later and kept on trucking. The rest of us were going home and eating tacos and whatever we do, but she was still out there pushing away. So
Nice.
props to Izzy. She's dedicated.
Nice.
I thought Sean was going to say something. I guess not. So, Izzy, like, what goes into that as far as grade point average and everything? What do you need to have to even get into Air Force or be, I guess, have a letter of recommendation and all that good stuff?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just about being well-rounded, doing athletics and leadership and academics all together. So, I mean, you talk to a lot of people out there taking the highest course load you can take, and then just doing your best in that leadership positions, like class president, all that kind of stuff.
What about softball helped you when you went out there to camp?
Yeah. I think, especially with Coach K's style of coaching and stuff where he was military, that being on time, being on the line at 4:15.
I knew it'd finally pay off. All that griping I would listen to all those years, I knew it'd finally pay off.
Finally,
Yeah.
right?
But and then just the team aspect of it that you don't get from other sports.
I like it.
That's probably
Somebody's
gonna cost-
commented on
probably
here.
gonna cost me something.
What about that softball PA guy?
I'll give everybody in this room one guess who my softball PA guy is.
Is it Mark Collier? Because he's already tried to call.
Listen, for you guys and for me, you cannot have a better hype man than Mark Collier. So props to Mark Collier because he is the ultimate hype guy. And I've always had some kind of relationship with the basketball coach at Bath County because we have to share athletes, Ashton being one we talked about earlier. But Mark and I we really got tight over his tenure there at Bath County. I keep the book for him. Now, you guys tell me. You guys can give me your opinion. I keep the book for him. So I go to away games. I do all the home games. I had to announce a few games from time to time. For me, he just does my home game PA. Does that sound like it's equitable?
No.
Are we even on that?
No, does he not know? He doesn't know how to run, keep a softball book. Is what it is.
Well,
Somehow I'm going to get blamed for this.
no.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
I
He's
just
gonna
want the
blame
record
me.
to show I'm not talking bad about my best friend Mark Collier. Not one bit.
Mark,
He does what he can do.
there's 4 bases. You know, there's 4 ways to there's single, double, triple, and a home run. It's not hard to keep up with them.
and
Strikes and
And
balls.
if Kylie's on the mound, it's a lot of strikeouts.
It's a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
So, Coach, you keep the book at the games where they play teams that are above 500?
I'm universal. Yes, I go for the good teams and the bad teams. Yes.
Somebody made a comment.
I heard it. I was watching. I watched it. Yes, I heard it.
It's getting around, Sean.
Everybody needs a heel, right? I just play the heel in that particular series.
Can't give him too much of a hard time, though. He does have his new Bath County softball bucket hat on.
He does.
that he wouldn't have
Swag,
had
representing.
if Coach hadn't brought it to us. I mean, last week he was all decked out.
Well, he
in
has
green.
been trying to get a Bath County hat. We have been trying for a while. So.
I mean, listen, Bath County brought their A game today. I mean, bucket hats and a sweatshirt and t-shirts and just saying.
Jersey?
Anybody
A jersey to hang up?
jersey to hang up?
Got a jersey?
I mean, just saying. Any of our
Well,
other
we didn't come. We did our homework. We didn't. We're not showing up just walking off the street.
Well, if I'd
we
known
studied.
all we had to offer was cake, I'd have offered cake on.
So you mentioned something about strikeouts there, Adam. Why don't you share with us some of those stats that you saw earlier?
Uh-oh.
Kylie was 22-7 on the year. Pitched, what was it, Wes? Did I tell you 173 innings?
I missed that part.
Yeah, I think it was
173 innings, but 142 Ks.
to 22 walks. That's a pretty good ratio. 3.03 ERA. Kylie, one could say you're almost dominant on the mound.
Thank you.
So when you take the mound, is there any pregame routine? Is there any feeling that you get going before the game?
Oh, definitely.
Izzy turned her head on that immediately.
Yeah.
she knew I hit it.
Yeah, as Izzy and our whole team kind of knows, I take a while to warm up, and I have my routine with it. I have.
She's not a relief pitcher.
No.
I can't go to her. If I've got somebody else in there and say, "I need you, Kylie," I have to have 30 minutes. So that's why she's going to have to. She's going to start and make sure she's there plenty of time and get loose.
Yeah, I'm very persistent with my stretches, and making sure I'm loose, and the biggest part, the mental game, so clearing my mind, focusing on what I have to do, what I need to get done for my team. It's the biggest part of it.
Are you superstitious at all?
Very.
What's your biggest game day superstition?
Oh, that's hard. Honestly, probably the way I get dressed. I have a routine. It won't change. Never has, never will.
This is the goofball of the show. His name's Neil.
It's the first time I've been here in weeks. That's what they
Come for the cake.
He saw the cake.
definitely.
That's Plymouth Rock. That's what I called it. I thought we were celebrating the Pilgrims and Indians getting together.
It's about that time of the year.
No respect. Proceed.
Well, for Kylie, she got thrust into a tough situation. She's following. We've had a string of really good pitching over the last, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and for Kylie, she was always destined to be. I've coached Kylie's older sister, who is now a freshman at University of Charleston. She's playing softball there. So, I've known Kylie since she was a teeny tiny baby. And for her, she had to follow up Kirsten Weiss, who went on to play at Alice Lloyd or is playing at Alice Lloyd. She was all-state pitcher. So Kylie comes in, and we're at Bath County. And I'm not making excuses. We just there's not a lot of situations where I've had a stable of pitching. It's I got to throw a saddle on somebody, and if you're having a bad day, we're all going to have a bad day. And that's probably 50-60% of most schools. But for us, for Kylie last year, she got put in a tough situation. We're coming off of a disappointing year, and our expectations were pretty high 2 years ago, and we didn't deliver. And she came in last year as a freshman, and Izzy played a big part of this. We won the 2A sectional, so we got to go to Owensboro, play in the 2A state, finished third down there, which was just an awesome experience for the girls and awesome experience for us. But Kylie got put in a lot of tough situations last year, and we've got a couple freshmen this year that will step up and play that role where I don't have to actually wear her out by the time postseason rolls around. But for her to be that young and the maturity level and the things she did for us were they were be commended big time.
I mean, you all went 27-9 last year, and as you said, Adam, 22-7 of that was straight off your arm, Kylie. So the rest of your team went 5-2. So I mean, that's in pitching. So you're right. You do see a lot of these teams. I mean, the first team that comes off my mind is Lexington Catholic. I mean, the girl there pitch every game for them. So it's possible in softball to be able to, have somebody to do the workload of everything. But going into this season, do you feel like you've got somebody other than Kylie that can take some of the pressure off? Yeah,
we've got two freshmen. They participated last year. Now, I wanted to put a little bit of load on them last year, and things just didn't pan out. They had a game, and I didn't feel like they performed the way I wanted to perform that game. And we pitched a lot of JV with them, and I think the experience that they got from that going into this year, and that's Avery Baber, who has a pedigree, a pretty good pitching pedigree. Her dad played at UK, and then Addie Reed, who is just one of those kids that's she could play shortstop, she could play outfield, she could play first base for us, she could go in the circle. I threw in the circle in the regional game last year, so Kylie's going to be the ace. She's still numero uno, but that'll give me a chance to if it's a 50-50 game or a game I feel pretty good about, let one of those younger kids have it. Kylie will rest up, and when we run into a Round County or a Montgomery or whoever, Lexington Catholic, who's going to be on the schedule this year,
nice.
Kylie will get it, and we'll go from there.
Well, at least that Lexington Catholic girl went to college.
No, she was a junior.
She's back.
Yeah,
really?
This is her senior year.
Yeah, she's a senior.
No,
No.
she's back.
No, she was a junior.
Yeah.
Sorry, never mind.
So, Izzy, what position do you play? We talked about your Air Force stuff. We never talked about what position you play on the softball team.
Yeah, I catch.
1-2.
So, yeah, she's my catcher.
So y'all complete each other's sentences and everything during season.
Oh, absolutely.
To come in on both, for Izzy to be a little bit older, Kylie to be a little bit younger, Izzy played a really big sister role. If there was times where you could kind of see it in Kylie's face, she was a little flustered. Izzy time, and she'd go out there and kind of straighten her out. So Izzy's going to be one of those kids that, she's going to be hard to replace. and Kylie's going to have a hard time working around her when she's gone. But we're going to enjoy the heck out of this year coming up and try to make some big things happen over there.
Was Ashton the only one you lost, or did you have other seniors?
We lost 5 seniors.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you go back and look at our stats for the years. We've been a pretty good offensive team, and we lost a lot of offense last year. But we've got a lot of kids. I'm not gonna, not one time you're gonna hear me say rebuild. We're gonna reload. There's a lot of kids that have been waiting in the wings. They've been putting in their time and following those kids. And it's an Ashton Barrett. You know, that senior class it's a class that doesn't come around very often. And Taylor Hodson, even Jordan Swartz, she was always supportive of the girls. She didn't play a big role in games, but she was always supportive of the girls. Taylor, which was Kylie's sister, Ashton, who has gone on to bigger and better things on the basketball side. Brady Purvis, who's playing down in Pikeville, and then my stepdaughter Ashley, who set the school record for home runs and RBI. So you're not going to replace those 4 kids or those 5 kids, but we've got a good group of young kids that have come up, and I think we're going to roll. We're going to be fine.
Well, I mean, to have a senior class like that is invaluable for a season, but it's also invaluable to have the other team watch those kids play.
Yeah.
Whether they're 8th grade freshmen or even all the way up into, I guess you were a junior last year, just watching those girls play, you're like, you can take a lot from that type of leadership.
For those kids, they were 8th graders on the COVID year.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All 4 of those 5 kids would have started that COVID year for us, and we would have took some lumps that year. I mean, we weren't going to run roughshod over anybody that year, but there would have been a lot of experience, and Lord knows the stats that they would have pushed. Ashton goes out all-time leading scorer basketball. She's our all-time hits leader. She's going to be somewhere, and I don't know that I've even looked at the runs, but all those kids that we lost have all set some kind of milestone with our program. And now these kids, well, Izzy's been a 4-year starter. She's, I was talking about Kylie coming in a tough situation. Izzy comes in and has to follow All-Stater. And I've been blessed with some really, really good talent, especially, and I'm not trying to, for Bath County, just an immense amount of talent. And Izzy comes in, has to follow an All-Stater, and then we have a better year, records-wise, the year Izzy starts as a catcher, as a freshman. So we had one year where she got banged up a little bit, but I just can't say enough. And the kids that I've been able to coach, it's been a blessing. The kids that I have coming up, it's a blessing, and it's just awesome. It's an awesome situation to be in, and it's going to be an exciting year, I think.
Kylie, how many pitches you got in your arsenal?
Let's see.
Don't tell them what it is. Just
Yeah,
tell
I
me how
know.
big.
I know. I'm
How
trying
big?
to count. 5, 6, somewhere around there.
What's your best pitch?
I don't know if I can disclose that information.
Hey, I like the look. I like the look at Coach and was like,
I can guarantee you,
The
if
one that
Adams
gets
is
'em out.
calling the game, it's going to be a rise ball. Everything.
She's
is
been
a
working
rise
on a rise ball pretty hard.
Yeah, that's one of my newer pitches, but
She's got a nasty little drop curve, we like to call too. So
Well, according to Adam, you've always thrown a rise ball because every pitch that comes down across the plate is a rise ball.
look, I know very little about softball and baseball. They had me go call a softball game, and if it wasn't supposed to go high, but if it went high, I was like, what a beautiful rise ball.
hey, it's okay. Sometimes I have to say that too.
I was guessing temp. I was guessing speed. I was guessing everything. I was like 75 mile an hour. And everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, where's the radar gun?"
Well, I was
Was
just
that the game that you all got the
That's the
radar
game
gun?
we got.
I was just getting ready to say that if we get Albert to do any softball games, whether it's here or Bath County or wherever, we've got a radar gun this year. So
Because
All these made up speeds that Adam was throwing out.
I told him our radar gun was broke, so I was just guessing. Somebody in the comments said, "Well, we'll buy you a radar gun." It was here
It's in
within
the
2
cabinet.
days.
nice.
Once in a week, we had a radar gun. He would call. I mean, these pitches weren't nowhere near that. He'd say, "Well, there's a 85 mile an hour rise ball,"
MLB equivalent.
Right.
and
The conversion rate didn't translate.
was it the baseball games when you got called out? Wasn't it?
Yes,
The
it
lady
was.
said,
Was it
I
Paris?
think you're full of it.
There was a fan from
Totally
Paris.
made up.
Yes, there was a fan from Paris turned around and said, "I feel like you're full of crap." I said, "I am."
100%.
100% made up
No.
on the spot.
So
If you're paying attention in the comments, Darren reposted the first question. Nobody has answered that yet
Except for me.
for our Clark County. So check the comments if you're from Clark County. We're still trying to give that away. Let's do our second video here, and then we're going to take a quick commercial, and we'll be back.
Have I seen the number and the stats?
You don't want to play a trivia game with.
I was going to say, he might be fun to take out to the
Right.
take out somewhere. And
The team at Community Trust Bank believes in making financial dreams come true. Just like a fairy godmother, they work tirelessly to ensure their clients have the security and support they need, while also helping them create a magical future. With a touch of personalized service and a sprinkle of expertise, they guide their clients towards their goals, whether big or small. At Community Trust Bank, they are not just about managing money, they are about nurturing dreams and building a prosperous future for all who walk through the door. Join their family and let them make your financial wishes come true. They are your friend in banking. Member FDIC. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by CRC Roofing and Renovations. CRC sprung into life in the year 2000 thanks to Rusty Cerniglia's bold leap into entrepreneurship. Juggling a full-time job with his small gutter venture, he watched it blossom into CRC Renovations. Fast forward to today, CRC boasts a dream team ready to dazzle both homeowners and businesses alike with their top-notch services. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Jacobs Auto Body Repair and Paint Shop is the ultimate pit stop for all your car needs. With a combined experience older than your grandma's secret cake recipe, we're here to fix you up. Drop us a line at 859-274-7425 for a free quote and let us get those wheels rolling. Our yearly growth is like a high-speed chase fueled by the love and trust of Mount Sterling and beyond. It's all hugs and high fives to our amazing crew of customers for keeping our engines revving with success.
All right, we're back.
OH!
IO.
There we go.
So
See,
Sean, did we throw you off?
we gained a follower after that.
Oh, there you go.
Sean was trying to write it down.
I don't
on
want
the
to.
paper.
I don't want to make her mad.
Sound it out. Could you use it in a sentence?
I was looking at the comments just to see if anybody guessed. That was a layup for Menifee County. Where are you guys at? Come on now. Menifee County just got. Go back and check that. Darren will put it in the chat here in just a second.
You like that as a basketball, who am I? And you didn't reach very far for that one.
It was a layup. Anyways, we're back. Neil, you've been awful quiet. You want to ask a question?
Well, no, I don't know what questions have been asked.
Just ask away.
Just ask. We'll
tell you.
So,
It's fine.
Izzy's going to the Air Force.
Yeah,
we
I-
talked
I'll
about
pick that
camp.
up. Okay.
Kylie is a stud pitcher, 22 and 7
And
last
she-
year.
And she's a catcher. She
And-
followed an all-state
Yep.
catcher. She's been a starter for 4 years. And she's the ace, but they've got in some young arms that way when they're, we don't want to minimize any competition.
He's paying attention.
We don't want to
Yeah.
minimize any competition.
Absolutely.
I'll come back.
Coach Williams goes by Coach K, which I personally love.
I bet you're a fan.
Yes.
Okay. So we're caught up.
We're caught up.
Yeah.
Neil,
He-
I know
he was
you
also
haven't been here
military.
in a while, but
This is
you
what-
of all people know, asking the same question twice is not the first time,
But
and it will not
that's
be the
not my
last.
MO. I don't do that. So,
Who does that? I don't know who does
the other
that.
three of you all. So,
Can we have the same person win both?
no.
I mean, listen, it's
Or does this
if they
person
wanna-
need to pick which one they want?
Yes.
They have to. Well, that person's not going to pick either one of the ones that's been said so.
Well, she might give it away.
Might give it away.
They
Maybe.
they
They
might
right.
give it away. I didn't say she.
I looked at Wes's phone to see who commented.
we even doing right now?
We're waiting on you to ask a question.
I don't
We're
know.
giving
You
away
all-
tickets.
Sorry,
I don't do social media. You all know that.
We're giving away tickets.
Okay, cool.
That's what we're doing, and the swag up here on the desk.
And we're eating,
Cake?
we're eating cake.
We're
at some
gonna eat
point.
No,
cake.
we're eating a cake.
We're eating
It's
that
a
at
20.
some point.
Can we do it like a wedding?
It's a 25-pound cake.
Me and you.
That's why
hold
you're in
hands.
the tuxedo T-shirt. One of you gets to smash it in the other one's face.
Well,
No way in heck.
I think there's enough people in here that we could smash that cake in Sean's face. Coach K,
It
you in
is.
on this?
I'm a new guy in the room here. I don't know where I'm going to play size or not.
Now I know you missed that part. It is 25 pounds of cake.
All right.
It'll take. four.
Dense.
It's dense. Tall.
So, let's get back to softball. What are we doing to prepare for this upcoming season?
Go ahead. You guys can take that one.
Okay. Well, I'd say all of us are playing summer ball. A lot of us are playing a couple tournaments together, or like summer and fall ball. I mean, all of the girls are working on their own, starting practicing back now, running a lot, lifting a little bit.
Why'd you have to look at Coach before you? It sounded like some
That's
shade
all
was
right.
being
Before
thrown at.
and as
Hey, I
we're
don't
running.
mind it. I don't mind the running
a
that
lot.
much, actually, but I'd say just putting in the work. Kylie's been putting in the work. She's been playing.
Kylie's
across the country.
she's a come to my practice, then go on and work out on her own, and all the whole team, top to bottom. They're all, you know. When I first started, it was unheard of. I didn't have any kids playing in the summer, and then one or two would pick up, and you know, then it was 6 or 7, and you know, along with that, the wins went from 14 to 16 to 21 to what have you. And, you know, this group of girls we got now, and like I said, there's a lot of them that they've been biding their time, waiting for those seniors to get out of the way, but they've also been putting in the work. They've been playing, you know, competitive travel ball, high level, and that's, you know, I think you can correlate that with our success is I don't have to get them started in August or September. We're fine. We got started a couple weeks ago in the weight room, and we haven't picked up a ball yet. We're not going to go swinging the bats and all that because they're doing all that stuff. I'm just going to get them stronger and try to muscle them up a little bit, and we're going to try to hit a lot of home runs and gappers and do all that kind of stuff. So that's I'm fortunate in that too because unfortunately we're not sharing a lot of athletes this year. So if it was up to me, they'd all play soccer, they'd all go into basketball, and then come February 15th or whenever basketball season was over, come on, let's go put your softball stuff up, and we'll spend the month of March just trying to figure it out, and then get into a groove in April, and May hitting on all cylinders. But they're all doing what they need to do, and you know I can't say enough about them because that's, you know, if they can do it on their own, nobody's telling them to do it, then that says a lot about their character and their will to win and you know, show out for our program.
I think as a young team, definitely that everyone kind of, everyone kind of looks up to someone else as they did last year. You know, I always saw Kirsten whenever I was in 7th grade and 8th grade, you know, following in her footsteps, and that pushed me to be better. And having 4 of our starters leave this past year has definitely determined a lot of our younger girls to, you know, fill in those roles and just be the best that they can be. So I think it'll be an exciting season. I think that we're all putting in the work for each other and just to have, you know, show everybody who we are.
You see why I brought her?
100%.
You see why? You know,
Yeah.
excellent.
Good public speaker.
Thank you.
So, Coach, you mentioned summer ball and all that, and as a high school coach, how do you handle like your kids playing summer ball that might potentially lead to burnout? Like, there's a fine line there between a little and too much.
You're 100% correct. I don't know. You know, I'm certainly not going to mandate anything that they, play a little, play a lot. They have to know themselves what that limit is. Kylie, she plays high level travel ball. She'll be in Iowa today, and next week she'll be in San Francisco, and the week after that she'll be in Hawaii. I mean, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but she goes all over the country playing. So, but she loves the game, and her sister was the same way. She loved the game. She ate it, she breathed it, she slept it, and you know, Kylie knows, and if I see Kylie's, I'll change my workout a little bit if I think they're a little bit on the burnout stage. But like Izzy was referring to, most of the team coming back this year played some travel ball. They're playing about every 2 weeks. I think that's a good fit. And if they're feeling tired, I feel confident that they'll take a step back. And that's one reason we're not gonna hit and we're not gonna throw and none of that stuff for a little bit. We're gonna stay in the weight room and kind of keep working out. And I'm not I don't set a practice. We're gonna start at 6 and it's over at 8. And if I get done what I want to get done in 20 minutes, we're gonna have a 20-minute practice. Today, prime example. They were all like, "We're done. We did everything I wanted to get done today." So, and we've got a good workout. Former football coach there at Bath County. He's helping us out with providing us the workout. He's down at Campbellsville now, and he worked us out 3 or 4 years ago for a couple of years. Then he left, and he's still pumping still helping the system out. And like I said, if we can get done what I want to get done in 20 minutes, we're going to be done in 20 minutes. And I think that kind of contributes to not getting burnt out a little bit. And I don't know, they could tell you more than I can, but I think we've got a good balance, at least for the last 4, 5, 6 years we have anyway.
Kylie, in your travel ball, are you predominantly pitching in those two, or do they put you around in different positions?
Yes, sir. So my main is pitching and travel as well. I'll play some third base, some first base, but I'm mainly a pitcher for my team.
I mean, she did hit 367 last year too, so not a terrible hitter at that.
And look how many strikeouts she didn't. She's a tough out. She didn't have many strikeouts at all. And in fact, you don't see much emotion from Kylie. She's level headed, but when she did strike out, it was get out of the way. That was
Did
the
you
one
break
thing.
an aluminum bat over your knee?
No, she didn't.
Okay.
She don't throw tantrums. You can tell internally she was like, "What did I miss?"
I try to keep it inside, but definitely frustrates me a little bit.
Does being a pitcher help you as a hitter? You know what kind of pitches you try to throw over the home plate. Can you see that?
Yeah, I think definitely, and maybe even Izzy has a little bit of that knowledge too.
Yeah, right.
But definitely focusing, and knowing from a pitcher what they are going to try and do to me, and how to manipulate that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's awesome. So 27-9 last year, won the 61st district championship, got to the second round of the regions last year. What does the schedule look like going into this year, and what is your expectations? What is your all's expectations going into this year?
You want me to go first, or you want to? Yeah, let's listen to your expectations, and then I'll give you what I think.
Okay. Well, I think Coach K always puts together a very tough schedule for us. It's not one of those things where he'll play a lot of easy teams and then going into postseason, expecting to just win. So he definitely tries to challenge us. I remember 2 years ago going up and playing Louisville Ballard for a scrimmage, and everybody was like, what in the world? But, we held our own, and that was a big eye-opener for us to see, kind of where we needed to be and just push us that much further. So I definitely think that his schedule is very balanced to where we can have some recovery games to kind of collect ourselves, but also challenge us.
That was going to cost me, too. I don't know what restaurant you guys are going to go to, but I guess we're going to go out and eat, and I'm going to have to pay. So, Izzy, what's your thoughts?
Kylie did pretty good, but yeah, I think she's absolutely right. The schedule, when we start off and we kind of build up, and then we kind of take playing those harder teams, and like you said, just taking the break and just going through that, but not taking anything for granted and not expecting any easy wins, because it's not how. Yeah.
And I feel like we definitely play a lot. Like, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, you guys play 35 games, somewhere around there. And Yeah, it's definitely up
we're
there.
allowed 36.
I was
And
about to say,
Yeah.
I pushed. I had 54 scheduled last year, and I'm expecting the weather. It's Kentucky,
Right.
And we haven't had the weather. Like we got down in the stretch last year. It's the first time it's ever happened to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're way over on games. I got to start. And I don't knock the hard teams out. If I know we're going to get there, and if the bus will get us there, we're probably going to win. That's the guy I'm calling. I'm going to say, Coach, maybe next year. I need to get out of this game today because I'm over. And it depends on the team. When I schedule, I have a method to my madness, and it depends on the team I got. But like Izzy kind of referred to, we're going to kind of see what we got in March. We're going to go on spring break. We're going to play what we play. It's hard for us to know. I'll know a month or two ahead of time who we're playing, but it's teams I'm unfamiliar with. And then when we get back from April, I'm turning the volume up. We're going to play. We finally got to host in the Tri-State, which is a big event that Boyd County, Ashland, that part of the state is hosted. But being friends with Boyd County's former coach, Dave Wheeler, he's letting us host. So we usually catch a team from Louisville that's going to go up there and play the following Saturday. We'll really turn up the heat in April, and in May we're gonna see what we got.
So is that a common thing that a softball coach schedules 54 games?
No.
So
No, I am definitely I'm oddity on
you're
that.
the anomaly.
Yeah.
So then how well does that go over with coaches when you're like, hey, coach? So, I mean, do they realize at this point that you schedule that many games?
It doesn't. Like I said, that was last year was a weird year. Our calendars fall so weird with the start of our season, the end of our season. I think one year we didn't really get started till toward the end of March, 1st April. Well, now we're the 13th, I think, of March. I'd have to look at our schedule, but I think we're starting in the middle of March. So I don't know what the weather's going to be, but I don't want to sit idle. If there's a 60-degree day or 50-degree day, now I kind of have a thing. I'm not going to play if it's less than 45 degrees on the first pitch. Let's just go ahead and cancel that. Let's push that game to another day if we can find it. But if it's going to, I don't want to sit. I don't want to practice on a 70-degree day when I can get them in a game somewhere. Now,
Right.
I try to match that with, I want it to be a challenge game. I don't want to go just to go. And we do have games scheduled like that. We've got some softballs in our schedule, but I want to, I want to be playing. I try to schedule Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or try to have us in some kind of event on Friday and Saturday. So,
Is there a lot more flexibility in softball? I mean, when you look at a soccer schedule, a basketball schedule, of course, football schedules, that there's not very many games. But when you get that many games on a schedule, is there more flexibility to where you all can get out of games and then get into
we don't
games?
have contracts, and I'll tell you a funny story about. There was a team east of us who had a very good pitcher that went on to play in a very prominent school. She was a Gatorade Player of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're feeling the vibe, but I'm not.
Yep.
Roll Tide,
Beautiful day outside. I get a call from a buddy of mine and said, "Hey, I see you're playing so and so, and she's not at school today. You may have a shot." Well, I don't think our C team or their C pitcher would have mastered us, but I'm stepping 1 foot on the bus. It's 65 degrees out, 70 degrees out. Get a call.
Coach calls you.
Got to cancel today, Coach. We got some rain. What? Scrolling through looking at my Weather Channel app. I'm like, what? Don't you have a tarp? Oh, no, we didn't get it on last night. So that's the kind of, and it happens. And I try to be, I'm not saying I call them day of and say, hey, I'm not coming.
Sure.
It was looking 2 weeks out and knowing, and trust me, the teams I was calling, hey, no problem. That's good, and because when I first started, 15, 14 years ago, it seemed like it rained every day I was going to play a cupcake. And I was a cupcake back then, but, you could go through and kind of find something. And every day that I was going to play somebody that was going to just wear me out, it was 75 and sunny. And so I can, that's the kind of mentality I go into is trying to fight the weather, but having enough games that where we're not sitting idle for a long period of time. Because, I think we went 2 weeks last year, give or take, and that hurt us. That hurt us. So, yes, there is a lot of flexibility.
Gotcha.
But at the same time, I talking about the other coaches, I don't think other coaches quite schedule like that. I think Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday is kind of the norm. You give Wednesdays to your middle school, let them have the field or whatever if you share. But I just like to play games. I like to compete. I like to put them out there, and I don't think that they have a problem with it. I feel like they'd rather get on a bus and go somewhere and play than have one of our practice sessions where I'm making them run bases and do all that kind of fun stuff.
So girls, we, like Wes said, with basketball and soccer, it's a little different. When softball starts and you get into games, there's not much practice time. So how important is practice time now before the games start?
Yeah, I think it's very important because, with softball, we've all been playing for so long. You're doing the same things. Like, your muscle memory's been there, and it's keeping that up, especially in the cages and hitting-wise. And it's just, during the season, it's just being able to, you never really know if this game's not happening or not. You're watching the weather the whole day, and that gets in your head, and you're thinking, I'm not playing today, so it doesn't matter. I think that's kind of the big thing is just, being able to ride with whatever happens.
I would agree with that 100%. Like how we have such a big schedule, it is hard to predict, when we're going to have this big game and when it gets postponed and this and that. So really just doing it now to where then it's all mental, and that's all you have to focus on. Perfecting all of my spins right now and getting stronger and being the best I can be so whenever spring comes. And Coach K said to me last year, it's not how you start in March, but it's how you end up in April. So, even going into the season, perfecting that as much as possible when you're not playing the super tough teams so that later in the season you can be at your strongest.
Awesome. Let's take a quick commercial break, but first let's do trivia number 3.
Jittery about diving into the world of property? Fret not. Let Kentucky Realty Group help. Whether you're gearing up to buy, sell, or just need some guidance, let their expert team help sprinkle in some magic on your experience. From cozy condos to grand mansions, they've got your back. Seeking a fixer-upper, a slice of luxury, maybe a peaceful rural retreat, they've got the keys to all those kingdoms. Dive into their treasure trove of listings and let the property adventure begin. You're listening to the From Corner to Corner podcast, brought to you by Tutu's Sweet Treats, where you can treat yourself to our divine lineup of desserts that will dance on your taste buds. Whether you fancy gooey chocolate brownies or our deliciously moist cakes, we've got a treat for every sweet tooth out there. Give yourself a sweet escape and take a bite of pure bliss. It's time to surrender to your cravings, grab a fork, and dig into our homemade goodies for a dose of sugary happiness.
Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate destination for all your sports card needs? Look no further than Win City Sports Cards in Winchester, Kentucky. From rare collectibles to the latest releases, we've got it all. Baseball, basketball, football, and more. If you can name it, we've got it. Join our community of passionate collectors and fans. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, our friendly staff is here to help. Don't miss out on our special events and trade nights happening regularly. Visit Win City Sports Cards at 150 Shoppers Village Plaza, Winchester, and follow us on Facebook. And don't forget, we're the proud title sponsor of the From Corner to Corner Coach's Corner. Win City Sports Cards, where your collection dreams come true.
No, we're not.
There we are.
Cheryl, your first guess is incorrect.
And her second guess.
I've already told you.
And her second
Just
guess.
guess a third time.
Keep going, Cheryl.
So,
Try guessing the name that is right above yours.
No hints. So,
Bill Hodgson says, love
He
both
doesn't
these
pay
girls. They are class acts. Coach K is okay too.
Thanks, Bill.
I think we
Appreciate
might
that.
know who that is.
Yeah,
so
appreciate that.
easy question for you.
I want to know who Bill Hodson is now.
I'm gonna guess it's related to her.
That would be my father.
Is he from Ohio as well?
He
Yes, he
is.
is from-
He actually works like right down the street from here. So do you.
Yeah, Bill's got a sign shop down here, AccuSigns. Back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Bill will be contacting you for a sponsorship soon.
Yeah. Set it up, smash.
Hitting news all day long.
Did they move?
Izzy,
No.
how many seniors are on the team?
We've changed the process of asking
I
a
don't
question
care.
on this show.
I
You
don't
got to
care.
raise your hand.
No,
now.
I don't care.
Yep.
I'm back.
Officially one.
So officially you.
Yeah.
So what does that mean?
It means that we've had some girls come out.
That just aren't going to make it.
well, I wasn't going to say that.
Like-
That's not what I mean.
Not like cuts. They're just not going to.
No, I'm just not sure if they're like
Okay.
going to
So,
do it. Or not.
softball's
But,
not for everybody.
Yeah. But
So as officially the only senior
yeah.
and 4-year starter, is that what I heard? What legacy do you hope to leave for your teammates to follow after?
I think that I've had quite a legacy to follow with the girls that graduated.
Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate destination for all your sports card needs? Look no further than Win City Sports Cards in Winchester, Kentucky.
Finally got one. Finally got it.
From rare collectibles to the latest releases, we've got it all. Baseball, basketball,
I
football.
just want these girls to understand that we've lost 5 seniors, that's not going to define us this year, and they've all been putting in the work. And there's so many girls that I'm excited to see play this year that I've played with since I was 8, that I'm just excited to see become a more prominent part of the team this year.
So, Coach, what kind of leader is Izzy?
Izzy's quiet. She's not going to grab anybody by the face mask and scream and shout and doing that. But she's our quarterback. You know, she's behind the plate. She's going to so many times I look at Izzy and she's right there in front of the umpire and he's made a horrible call. And Izzy is that, and she's so humble that she doesn't want to call the umpire out. But in a way, she's like, yes, it was awful. You know, but all the girls are going to respect Izzy. I mean, they already do. They're going to look up to her. She's one of those kids that does it by her actions. She don't have to scream it. She don't have to pound her chest and say, "Look at what I did." They're going to know. You know, she's been there. She's been in the trenches. And you know, the thing about Izzy is she had the hit, which will go down as one of our probably biggest plays, hits, in at least in my tenure against Round County to send us to the 2A state. And it was something that I think, you know, I know as a little boy, you get in these situations like, 3 Duke out, bottom of the 7th.
Runner on third.
Izzy lived it. Izzy got the shot, and I'm doing 150 miles an hour. I'm one of those Jim Valvano moments. You're trying to find somebody to hook up. Izzy's just standing there, just, hey, and bang, I take her out. So just one of those deals, but it's something that, you know, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. I think I'm probably getting a little prelude here, but I think it's going to be like when we get ready to do our introductions, we're going to play that clip from the radio broadcast, and it's going to be one of those kind of deals where Izzy's going to have to listen to that moment after moment after moment. But it's one of those deals I think for Izzy's sake, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And
It's 54 games.
yeah.
A lot of times.
Hey, a moment like that, though, can you ever really get tired of hearing it?
I mean, Christian Leitner.
I never get tired of seeing
Yeah.
it.
Never get tired of seeing it.
Never.
Wes, on the other hand, gets tired of seeing it. He hopes every time that Christian Leitner misses the shot.
You know, funny story is
I tried to.
I was in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I was in the 82nd Airborne. We were in the day room, and I'm not a big Kentucky fan now, but back then I was somewhat of a Kentucky fan. And
Calipari ran him off.
there was 3 of us in that day room that were rooting for Kentucky. There was 40 that were just Duke all the way. and Sean Woods, right, hit the shot. I'm in everybody's face, and I'm talking smack and all that stuff.
No.
They throw it the length of the court. Leitner hits the shot. I go barricade myself in the room. They're beating on the door, about to beat off. Then, do. 30 minutes later, we drive to Durham and have the time of our life. So,
Good time.
One of those cool Army stories.
Yeah.
But
You were talking about sometimes you might look at coach and be like, that was that awful call. Have you ever framed a strike and he doesn't call it a strike and you're just still sitting there going,
Kylie, do you want to answer that?
Hold it.
Yes.
Hold it.
You want to answer that from the regional tournament?
Hold it. Like,
Give him an opportunity.
did you really call that? Not a
We'll have that kind of look where I was just like, that we're seeing the same thing, right? Like that was definitely a strike.
I will hold him there for a while if I think he's wrong.
Yeah.
Just to prove a point. Like,
Oh yeah, my dad told me it was the regional tournament. He was like, "You need to stop doing that. He's gonna think you've got
No,
an attitude."
no.
And I was like,
I just want to know that he's wrong.
"I can't even."
At
think
that
about
point,
that game
at
with
any
him.
point, have you had an ump go, yes, it was a strike.
yes.
Go,
Yes.
Throw
All
it
the
back.
time.
It was a strike.
Yeah.
I've had
Or it was a ball or whatever.
I'll be the first to go to umpire. I've emailed umpires after I've watched the reclip, and I've told them I'm wrong. And I've had umpires and props because that's not in a lot of people's human nature to come back and say I messed up.
Yeah.
And we've had it, and Izzy's probably dealt with it more than I have because she has to go one-on-one with them every pitch.
Right,
But,
right.
I've had them come up and say I blew that, my fault,
Got you.
So
and I
you're-
appreciate that.
You're a catcher. Did you watch the World Series?
No, I did not.
Then never mind.
Never mind.
Forget that question.
Sorry.
Next question.
So what?
I was going to ask her if it was really catcher interference.
Oh.
You know what call I'm talking about?
I don't know what. Baseball's over.
You
We're
said
talking softball.
so. I see, and you all were talking about you all went to Fort Walton Beach last year. Are you all going back this year? And that's during spring break, I suppose.
Yes. Yep.
Gosh.
Did you not hear Coach
Our-
say we're going to go to spring break?
Well,
and
I
come
wanted
back
to
and
make
turn
sure
it
that
up?
because a lot of times those trips are not every year.
Yeah, it's every
They're
take
every,
your senior
every
take,
other
take
year. or-
each group one time out of their 4 years.
Right, exactly.
I'm going to be the first to say it. We have a absolute super, and I have my entire tenure. I've had a super group of parents.
Yeah.
They will do whatever it takes to get these kids whatever it is, and they'll tell you I'm probably a little bit crazy. I'm the Oregon of softball, high school softball. We have a uniform. I get them a uniform every year. We get a brand new uniform every year. We've got 10 sets. We can come out with 10 different or 25, 30 combinations, 10 different sets of uniforms. We passed out 3 shirts the other day. When they're out and about, whether they're in school, they're on their own, they're wherever, I want them representing. Yeah, I got a room full of this kind of stuff. I want them representing.
Right.
And you've heard enough from each one of them to know they represent the program, they represent the school, they represent their family, their friends, they represent everybody well. They're well spoken. But it could have been any two I brought. She's a senior, she's a catcher, Kylie's a pitcher. She's been in some tough situations, and she's very well spoken. Hence the reason these are. But I could have brought any one of them. But for me, it's all about building the brand. It's all about same thing you guys are doing with the podcast. You're 300 in. We want to take that next step, and for us, it's about representing and doing all the things that I feel like the stepping stones to get to a program. And going to Florida was one of those things. Mm-hmm. We went to Tennessee for a few years. Great trip. Just the weather's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
You'll play one day it's 30 degrees, the next day it's 75. You get all 4 seasons in one trip. Well, now we're going to Florida. The baseball team goes to Florida down there, so it's really neat in that aspect. We're all together, the baseball, but they never schedule a good way where we can support each other. But we make a big trip out of it. I give them a day off. They get to hit the sand. We eat well. We take a charter bus. I mean, we're raising a boatload of money to let these girls do it, but I think they deserve it. I think I get everything I can get out of them. They give me 100%, and if me going out here and standing on the street corner selling tenderloin sandwiches, if that's what it takes to get them what they need, I'll do it. I don't care. Right. And my parents have the same philosophy. It's a great group. It's a great you look at the back of their shirts, family. That's That's the way I look at it. We're a
You
family.
can look at the back of those shirts, and you can look at the back.
That's
of
how,
these
and then
shirts.
look at the back of that one. That's how we pay for it.
That's the reason.
There you go. That's called support right there. I agree.
Each and every single one of them will be receiving a call. Within
He has the list.
By the way,
we see you support well.
Check.
So, girls, what's your walk-up song? Do y'all play walk-up music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my walk-up song has been "Immigrant Song."
Has been what?
Immigrant Song,
Okay, I don't know what that is.
like in Thor.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of people say they wouldn't expect this from me, but mine's "Killing in the Name of"
Who sings it?
Rage Against the Machine.
Is it just like a bunch of screaming?
It's
It's
different.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the same song you play when you're getting ready to pitch before a game?
Maybe in her head.
Yeah.
Maybe in her head. No, I'm old school. I'm Tom Petty. We're in the cages. If we're there 6 days, 5 out, we're gonna listen to Tom Petty, or we're gonna listen to some Steve Miller, or we're gonna listen to some 80s, 90s rock. And they don't complain. And then maybe one day I'll throw them a bone, and they get to play their stuff. And I think they kind of related. They kind of relate more. Both of them give examples of some good stuff that I would listen to. So
I was gonna say, on that day, Coach, do you bring your earbuds and you just listen to your own stuff?
I get in my own head, get in the closet, and just think about whatever. But yeah, they get forced a little Tom Petty on them from time to time.
So going into this season, I try to ask this of everybody we have on. Who do you all see that you're like, they've made a big step towards making a mark for the next season? Each of you answer, what player do you think is making the big step?
Okay, I would definitely have to say Allie Manley.
Answer.
Oh, I'm
She made a
sorry.
big step last year.
She has been someone who's just always been patient, and she's a great teammate.
She's played behind this kid right here
Yeah.
for 4 years.
Second
Okay.
base. So she's been patient, and she's been so supportive and waiting for her time to shine. And last year she kind of got a taste of that, and she succeeded. She had some key hits for us in some very timely situations, and I think she's really going to be a great mediator for us this year to kind of calm everybody down, because she's kind of one of those people just like Izzy who can just kind of have everybody reset, take a breath.
She leads by example.
Yes, she's definitely a great teammate you want to have on the field.
Okay.
That's hard because I feel like I could say so many names right now, and Allie Manley is definitely one that I was thinking of. But I think I'd say Addie Reed and Avery Baber are going to step up a lot this year, and I'm excited to see how they do that. I could just keep talking about so many girls that are going to do that this year. But, I mean, they've been putting in the work, and I picked up with their travel ball team where a lot of us have been playing together a little bit, and just watching them pitch, it's a different level than they were last year. And I can't wait to get a chance to catch them, because just to see, I mean, it's like with Kylie, every time I catch her, she's better. Every time if we take a break, she's better. She's stronger, her pitches move more, and that's like what I could see even standing in the outfield watching those two girls pitch.
And that's exciting for me to hear. It's always great knowing that you have some younger ones to rely on, and be like, hey, I have your back.
You're not going to have your best stuff every day, and we know that. And
Right.
56 days is pretty tough, but
Well, and Coach, losing the 5 seniors, to hear that type of support system is just like you said, refueling, right? That's exciting on that behalf too. So continue to build that, and keeping those young ones coming right in behind that'll be fantastic. So.
Hey, just real quick, shout out to Miss Manley that you all talked about, because in today's day and age, you don't hear about kids much sitting back and waiting. Normally, they'll go somewhere else to where, hey, I can play immediately.
Yeah.
So kudos to her for
Oh,
sitting and
Definitely.
waiting. her time.
We're in the age of the
it's me.
transfer portal.
Definitely.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's me.
And
Go ahead.
okay. And especially because even when she wasn't on the field, she would always be cheering. After every game, she would make sure that all of our equipment was taken care of, that she would be the last one in the dugout to make sure all the trash was cleaned up.
She's always
and
carrying a bucket.
yes, she is that teammate that just makes sure that everything is done, you know, and finding a different role whenever the one that she wants necessarily isn't available. So
You know, ain't nothing really better than that.
I can see why you brought her.
Wise beyond your years, that's for sure. So you got
Thank
a bright
you.
future.
Thank you.
For sure.
Oh, no. Ric Flair.
The set's falling apart.
What happened?
I don't know.
Jobber show is this?
Wes moved and knocked the whole table over. The cake is crumbling.
Ric Flair went, woo!
So, all right. Well, let's do our last "Who Am I" here real quick, and then we've got some business to wrap up
Cake.
towards the end.
It's Montgomery County because it's the only school we haven't done.
I was getting ready to say, and if you can't figure out who the school is,
You're not
you're
paying
not
attention.
paying attention.
I was just telling Wes because he's going to try to guess something.
And you better hope that you have Deanna as your friend because she's answered all of them so far.
And I will lay
I bet
challenge down.
I bet she's cheating.
$20 gift certificate to Tutu Sweet Treats if somebody can answer this faster than Deanna can.
Okay.
$20? You got
Adam's
it.
got it.
If you're in this room, it don't count.
You didn't say that.
You can't make rules up. That is true. I'll back Adam on that one.
Oh no, it's not going to play.
So just
Haha, Deanna, you're not getting this one.
joke's on you. Just speak it into existence.
Darren's opening files.
Okay. Well, let's do some other stuff while he's trying to fix that. So last week we did our soccer awards for each school. Volleyball has wrapped up, and that has come to pass. So we're going to hand out our Player of the Year awards on volleyball. So Montgomery County, we had Sophie Fouch, who had 8 kills, 1,010 assists, and that's one season.
That sounds like a lot.
411 digs and 34 aces. From Clark County, we had, is that
Yeast.
T Yeast, 292 kills, 22 blocks, 264 digs, and 44 aces. Menifee County, we had Kaya Goodwin, 73 kills, 22 blocks, 290 assists, 154 digs, and 42 aces. And then from Bath County, Addison Fonz, 90 kills, 267 assists, 244 digs, and 107 aces. So, fantastic season to all of those girls. Congratulations on being the standout player from each of those schools.
And when we're dealing with technology, it doesn't always work.
Right. So my video ain't gonna work.
So you
So
are the
I'm
video.
gonna read them.
Okay, so now
One
I've
of you
got to
all
keep
put
up.
them in the comments. That way they can.
It won't be me.
It won't be me.
I got you. Go
Sean's
ahead.
got you.
Soccer.
Oh, this is Wes's category.
We've already established it's Moco because it's the only one we got left.
It's the feathered block ends.
Okay.
War number 7.
Okay.
Me a hand.
30 goals, 4 assists in 22 games.
Yep, that girl. I remember. Come on.
He never said it was a girl.
Graduated in 2024.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Did you
Is that it?
Noah Wallace?
Is that it?
Was that Noah Wallace?
See, I didn't whisper
that's
in my mic. I whispered in Wes's mic.
So nobody could hear.
Nobody could hear it
Right.
because
We
you know
whispered
Wes's
anyways.
mic is turned
It's
down.
only tuned to Wes's voice.
Oh my gosh. Y'all are crazy.
Noah Wallace.
I mean, that was it.
No one
Nobody's listening.
no one said anything.
No one.
They've got to.
And I want my $20 gift card.
Did you got a high five? It's typically a better.
No one said Wallace.
It is. It definitely is. Well, Coach, thank you
Hey,
and the
real quick,
girls.
though, Coach, I want to say something. So I am super proud of you for whenever you schedule these 54 games and you have to cancel with somebody that you cancel, the cupcakes because in fact, not every coach in Bath County will.
Don't
I kind of knew where that was going.
So
don't you talk about
I am
him
not
that
talking
way.
about
Don't-
anybody in particular.
Don't you
I
talk.
could be talking about Coach Brewer for all you know.
Don't
but
you talk about him either. He'd body slam you
got
through his
huge
face.
arms. So, Coach Brewer, if you're listening, I love you. And I'm definitely not talking about
His assistant coach does too.
Yeah, and I'm more.
That's a whole group that you just don't want to mess with them.
So I'm talking about Mark Collier. That's what I'm going through the air. I'm talking about Mark Collier.
Smallest arms in
I mean, he could probably still beat me up, but I think I could outrun him. So, that is. I think it's kudos to you.
Yeah, I mean,
Deanna said she'd buy tickets to see that.
Stop it right now. We're not trying to raise.
that's a good
money for
fundraiser right there.
It's a good fundraiser.
Good fundraiser.
We are raising money for our scholarship
Raising money
program.
for my hospital.
Who needs a charter bus? We're getting ready to go on the planes now because we got to fight.
First class.
You know all you got to do.
Listen,
You got to call your buddy
You
Tony
think-
the Muscle Martin.
You don't
I
do
bet
that.
he
We'll
could
have to
take
call
out
Tony the Muscle.
Collier.
Now listen.
You are a man of the squared circle. So
Yes.
I mean, it might not be a fight, but we might be able to get a wrestling match.
I'm still scared. I'm scared.
We don't know that Collier would play fair.
No, I'm not. I don't care
So?
about Mark Collier. I can outrun him. We talked about that. We're talking about Brewer and Gooch.
A little powder?
Mr. Fuji, rice and eyes.
Listen, it's already going through my head.
Ignore them. Get back to complimenting Coach for
Sorry,
getting rid of the cupcake.
I really think we should promote this as a fundraiser.
Right?
I
Yeah.
think it would help us get a little bit closer to Florida, and Mark would probably be a
I've
he'd
been
be
trying
for
for
it.
a long time to get body slams for Bath County going.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
My God. There you go. How everything comes together
Body
so
slams for
quickly.
Bath County. So,
I'm not sure I'd get that one approved.
That would be a tough one to. I don't know if our administration would improve that or not,
it would
but
just have to be a non-school sanctioned event.
yeah, I'm all for it.
We'll do it in like Main Street. Walk off the road, in and out of town.
Yeah, underneath the one stoplight.
Yeah.
What about the Taco Bell parking lot?
Oh.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get into, and parking be a
Terrible
yeah.
We're working on that with the mayor. We've talked at least 100 times on this show about getting a traffic light there.
I agree.
Every time Mark Collier's on, he talks about a traffic light at the Taco Bell.
He also talks about getting his own basket meal at Irma's.
Yes,
Neil, we
sir.
just signed our official photographer for Body Slams in Bath County.
Okay. Well, let's see.
See,
It's
it's already gaining traction. That's right. That's right.
Sean?
John. We're not going to interrupt you
Nobody's
this time.
answered the Noah Wallace question yet.
Because I already got it. I already got it.
So that question that Sean asked you is, who can name Noah Wallace first in the comments?
Right?
Or Sam Clements.
Or Slam.
Slam.
Slam Clemens. See,
Slam
look, you got
Clemens.
Body slams or Bath County's going quad county wide. All right. Wrap this show
All
up.
right.
Noah
Well,
Wallace.
Christy
got a
Jones.
winner.
We got a winner!
Who was it?
Christy Jones. So that's our. We've already given away
Anna is
basket.
already designing shirts for Body Slams in Bath County.
Man, this has been a great deal. We got cake. We got a fundraiser coming.
So,
That escalated quickly.
So we can eat cake.
it's the irresistible force meeting the immovable object. I'll let you all decide which one Mark Collier is.
So stick around. We're going to take a commercial break and eat some cake, and then we'll be back for our Saturday show in about 10 minutes or so.
Can it be live?
It is.
Dang, I can't be vulgar.
You mean the eating cake?
Look at that, I got a toothpick in my belly.
Thank you guys. Coach, you and the girls, thank
Thank
you
you
all so
very
much
much.
for
We
coming
appreciate
in.
it.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, stick around. We'll be back in a few minutes.